Today we'll be discussing something that's kind of unique and we haven't done in our class ever this whole year. You might be familiar with the word. The plural form is matrices. So 8.1, what are matrices and how are they related to system of equations? I know systems of equations you have done before many, many times. For example, how would you solve for x, y, z? Maybe you haven't done, I think you have done three, right? Three unknowns. Yeah, so you can solve this not just with equation solving, not with like the way traditional method that you probably are more familiar with. You can solve something like this using matrices, and it's really cool how it works. And when I get back to class, I'll show you also how to do it on the calculator, and you'll love it, okay? Now, or you can use it for something like this, like situation problems. Borrowing money, your company borrowed, let's say $1,500,000 to expand its product line. Some of the money was borrowed at 8%, some at 9%, some at 12%. How much was borrowed at each rate if the annual interest was $133,000? I don't know why that's there. And the amount borrowed at 8% was 4 times the amount. You know, these kind of questions. Do you remember this kind of situational question? Well, you can solve using matrices as well. And you'll love it. It's like a really good method. It saves a lot of time, although it does take a lot of paper. So I hope you're ready with a lot of notebook, lots of paper. And for this particular notes, you're going to need plenty of space. So if you don't have it right now, go and grab your notebooks and please take really good notes, okay? Great, thank you. All right, let's move along. Now, let me just give you, I'll tell you when to write things down, okay? For example, you don't need to write this down right now, okay? I'm going to be talking a little bit. Matrices, what will be, will do, okay? One, we're going to learn how to write matrices and identify their order, M by N. You'll see what M by N means, okay? Like, what does M by N mean? What does order mean? We're going to talk about all that, okay? We're also going to talk about how to perform elementary row operations. You're going to understand what it all means, okay? 3, you'll see this right here, okay? There's a difference between and okay? You'll see what that difference is. Number 3, Gaussian elimination, REF. That's row echelon form, we call it, all right? And we have, he's really angry. And number 4, Gauss-Jordan elimination, RREF, which is, okay? And that stands for reduced row echelon form. So you can see there's a relationship between number 3 and number 4, row echelon form and reduced row echelon form. This is the next step, okay? All right, so if you want to stop that and write it down, go ahead. But I'm going to move on, so make sure you stop the video. All right, now, let's get to it, part 1. All right, matrix basics. So you should be writing this down, okay? Part 1, matrix basics, okay? Now we're going to talk about the order of a matrix and also how do we call a matrix, okay? And this is going to be an important thing for you, especially if you're going to use a calculator as well, because your calculator is only as smart as its owner. So if you don't know how to call it correctly, then you're not going to be able to do it, okay? So we have this big matrix, okay? And let's see how many rows it has, okay? It's got, I don't know, it looks to me it has M rows, right? You see this M right here? It's an M rows. It has M rows, and that means how many columns does it have? Remember, columns go up and down. Okay, columns. Oh, it's got N. So M here, that stands for rows, and this N here is columns. So it says N columns, okay? So make sure you write that in your notes, okay? And let's see how we talk about this, okay? You see the first guy right here, A11. So A11, let's dissect the sucker. This means, this number tells you, oh, so that's the mth row, right? So that means it's first row, and this guy is your first column. Okay? So that's what that means. So first row, first column, so I go here. Okay? Where is second row? Okay? Third column. Which one is that? So go ahead and find it. And did you think this one right here? Yes, I hope so, okay? So I'll summarize that for you. A sub ij. It's I row, J column, okay? That's how we always identify. So let's practice a little bit, okay? I'm going to draw a sample one. I'm going to draw a cute little matrix. So I'm going to put, I don't know, some random values, okay? I guess I really like 5s today. Okay, you guys can you guys see that? All right, now I'm gonna say, identify for, what's the, I want to tell you about order. Order of a matrix is how many rows, how many columns. So we say row by column, right? Column. And we said M by N matrix. It's an M by N matrix. So for example, this guy, this one is what? Yes, exactly. 3 by 3. 3 rows, 3 columns. And tell me, you guys, for this particular matrix, what is what is this position's value? You know what? I'm going to change all these values, okay, guys? Let's change it all. Mix it up, okay? All right. I want to know A sub 2, 1. And remember, I changed negative 5 here and positive 15 here. A sub 2, 1. That means what? Second row, first column. Oops, sorry. First column. Where is that? Exactly. Did you think it was A sub 2, 1 is equal to 5? That's the position value, okay? You know what I want you guys to do right now? I'm going to give you guys a few more examples, and you got to just write me the order, okay? Tell me the order of this guy here. Tell me the order, okay? Write with me, or you can just kind of recite them to your head, okay? In your head. All right? What's the order of this guy? What's the order of this guy? What's the order of, let's say, okay? What are the orders of these suckers here? Okay, go ahead and tell me. Write them all down. B, C, D, E. Okay, are you ready? Did you write the order is 2 by 3? 2 rows, 3 columns, right? Did you say this one is, you're right, 3 by 2, 3 rows, 2 columns, okay? How about this guy here? You're right, it's 1 by 1, right? 1 column, 1 row. How about this sucker here? This sucker would be, how many rows? 1 row and 4 columns. I guess the best mistake is you're gonna get confused as to maybe column by row. So you're gonna say 4 by 1, but that 4 by 1 doesn't imply that. That's a 1 by 4. 1 row, row by column, row by column, row by column, row by column. Okay. So just remember this. Okay. Row by column. Okay. So IJ stands for the position, right? And then M by N is it's another notation for I guess I and J. Okay. Sorry, I'm mixing it all up. Okay. All right. So you guys. You feel okay? So that's the basics of your matrix, all right? Now let's put it into action. After I do this section, you're going to stop, and then you're going to work on a few problems, okay? So let's move this away. Here's part 2, and I'm going to show you something that you're familiar with. A linear system into matrix form. Ooh, okay? Now, let's see. This is a system, right? This is a linear system. And we want to write it into matrix form. And in your notes, write that as part 2, okay? Now, how do I put a linear system, make it into a matrix form? Let's do that, okay? So I'm going to start making some, brackets, right? Make it largy, okay? Make it largy like that, okay? It's very simple. You're going to be like, what? That's it? So we're going to identify a few things after we put a linear system into a matrix form. So you see all these coefficients here for the x? That's what it goes on the first column. And what do you suppose goes in the second column? You got it, okay? The coefficients for the y. How about for the third column? -1, -5, -3. How about the last column? And you guys, for this case here, I'm going to put a little dash line to identify that these are the actual constants, okay? So 3, 14, 8. Very easy. If you're confused about this, watch a few videos on how to convert linear system into matrix form, okay? All right, so this is a linear system. This is called a linear system, right? And what is this called? This is called the matrix form. All right? Okay. And actually, this has a special name because it's got this dashed line here. It's called the augmented. Augmented just means make larger, right? Or spread out. Not spread out, but augmented matrix. It's just added, kind of, I guess, I don't know, okay? Augmented matrix. Augment means to make bigger, right? So that's what that means, okay? Now, what if I ask you for a coefficient matrix, okay? We'll basically never really use this, but you will for some things. You'll see why, okay? Coefficient matrix, what do you think it means? Exactly. All I want is not the dashed line, but only the coefficients of your x, y, z. That's what I'm looking for here. You got to watch out. You got to make sure that you got all your signs correct, and you have your dashed line here just to separate it from the constant. You'll see why later, okay? Now, I want you to stop here, and this is called a coefficient matrix, okay? So you guys, I want you to stop here for now and try from your book, do this. Go to page 562 and go ahead and do number 1 through 13, odds, okay? Go ahead and try that right now, okay? All right, and come back and watch part 2.